Hey guys, it's Heather at New Richmond United Methodist Church. I am the family ministry coordinator, and I have a picture on the screen right now, which I'm guessing you know what it is. Yeah, it's a cross, and you've probably seen them around. Where are some places that you have seen crosses? Okay, you've seen them at the church, in the front of the church. You've seen them outside of the church. You've hopefully gone past the church and seen our lawn art cross on the front lawn of the church. You might have a cross or two in your home. You might have seen one on a Bible. You might have seen one on a necklace. You might have a necklace with a cross on it. We've seen crosses and we see crosses all over the place. But do you know why we have crosses everywhere? Well, today, Good Friday, is the reason that we have crosses everywhere. On Good Friday, we remember the day that Jesus died on the cross. And when he died, the earth shook and thunder broke through the skies. And the world really just flipped upside down. Now, before Jesus died on the cross, he had come into Jerusalem with the big praise that we celebrated on Palm Sunday. He served his friends and his disciples, like we talked about yesterday on Holy Thursday. And then he was betrayed and he was given over to the leaders in Jerusalem. And the people and the leaders decided that Jesus deserved death. And really, it's because he was not acting the way that they expected. He was becoming a strong leader and a strong teacher and teaching that the world should function upside down from the way that it had been functioning up until that point. And the leaders didn't like that so much. It was scary and times were scary. And so on Good Friday, they sentenced him to die. And at that day, they usually put people up on a cross to die, and that is what they did with Jesus. And on Good Friday is when he died. He said, "It's finished," and he bowed his head, and he died on the cross. Now, it might seem weird, like, why are we then keeping this cross around as a reminder? Why are we wearing crosses around our necks? Why do we have crosses on churches? Because it actually is potentially like a sad and a scary thing, right? But the truth is, the cross is the symbol of hope for us, because we know that on Easter, Jesus rose from the dead, and the cross, the death, the suffering couldn't keep him down. And that's really what I think the cross reminds us of. It reminds us of Jesus' love, that he was willing to die for us. He was willing to die for the truth that he believed in. He was willing to die for God. But also that the suffering, when we are with truth, when we are with love, the suffering is temporary. And no matter how hard things get, there is an Easter that comes on the other side. But before that, usually we need to go through the suffering and the cross. So right now we certainly are getting some experience with that. And it is a fantastic time to remember that, yes, there's hope, but before the hope has to come some tough times. Newness and worlds flipped upside down cannot happen until we die to the old ways. And that is what the cross is there to remind us of. So let's pray. God, we thank you. We thank you for Holy Week. We thank you for the courage and bravery of Jesus to walk through that gate, even knowing what he was about to do. We thank you for our church family who came together and is coming together to create a sense of your presence and the presence of each other, even at a time when we physically can't be together. We thank you for Good Friday, and we thank you for the cross, reminding us that difficult times come, and especially as we stand up for truth and speak out for what is right, those difficult times will be there. But the cross reminds us that even through the suffering, we can remember there will be hope and we can make it through. The suffering is temporary, but your love and your hope is forever. And all God's children said,